Good morning, friends, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today we have a swift morning yoga flow in store for us that will leave us feeling super energized and focused throughout our day. A kind reminder to subscribe to the channel in order to stay connected, and let's get started. Okay, friends, make your way down to the ground, finding a cross-legged position. Feel free to sit up on a blanket or a pillow just for some added comfort and support. Let's take a moment to rock our pelvis forward, loop our shoulders, and tuck in the chin slightly, creating some length in our back body. Allow your hands to just fall wherever they may naturally fall. We are here settling in just for 3 breath cycles. Breathe on in through your nose, and then out through the nose or the mouth. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Wonderful. Let's bring our arms to cactus arms or goalpost arms. So basically we're just bending at our elbows, and then send your arms and your hands back in space a little bit, just to create a bit more of an opening in our chest. On our next breath in, let's send our hands up towards the sky, reaching, and spreading through those fingers. And then on our exhale, imagine that you're pulling a bar down, and we find those cactus arms once again. 2 more times just like that. Breathe in, sending the hands up towards the sky, reaching, and then exhale to bend. 1 more, breathe in, and out. Wonderful. Sending the arms from left to right, loop your shoulders, creating a little bit of space between your ears as well as your shoulders. Send some energy past those fingertips. Breathe in here, and then on an exhale, give yourself a hug. So right arm over top of the left, your hands connecting to your shoulder blades as best as possible. Wonderful. We're going to find some neck circle action here. So let's draw some circles with our nose, nice and slow. Perhaps working out any kinks or any stiffness, especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning. Just pay attention to which direction your circle is going in, because we'll be doing the opposite direction when we unravel. A little yoga for the brain. Wonderful. Head comes back over the heart space. We breathe in. And then on our exhale, we unravel, sending the arms from left to right. Once again, breathe in. And then on our exhale, we give ourselves a hug, left arm over top of the right this time. And then we begin some neck circles. So I was going in the right direction, so now I'm gonna go in the left direction. Keeping the breath flowing. Wonderful. Our head comes back over our heart space. We breathe in here. And then exhale, we unravel and break free, sending our hands to our knees. So we're going to give our spine a little wake-up call now. We're going to take some circular motions with our torso, kind of like stirring the pot, getting the energy flowing. So on our breath in, we shine our heart center forward. We're arching through our back body. Loop your shoulders, hug your elbows in towards the side body as you look forward. And then on your exhale, you continue that circle, rounding through the back body, chin towards the chest. Our shoulders begin to round forward, belly button towards the spine. Okay, so let's keep this action going. The circular action, marrying the breath to the action. So breathing on in to come forward, and then exhale to round through. So moving at your own pace here, Personally, first thing in the morning, I like to move nice and slow as a gentle wake-up call to my body. Reverse your circle. This is a great way to get the juices flowing. Any kind of spinal hygiene feels super yummy in the morning, typically. All right. And then our circle begins to get smaller and smaller until we eventually align our head over our heart space once again. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Knees go out and wide. So feel free to choose whether or not you want to bring the heels in a little bit closer to your body or to give yourself some space today. And if you would like, here's an option. You can also use some couch cushions or some blocks to place underneath your knees here, just to help rise or raise the earth up to meet you. All right, place your hands on your ankles, loop your shoulders, sit up nice and tall. Let's breathe on in here and out. So feel free to stay nice and lifted in this position. Or you can join me by sending your hands out in front of you, still maintaining length in the back body. And you can almost imagine that you're looking at yourself in a pond, looking at your reflection in a pond. So that way we stay nice and lifted here. And if you would like to take it a little bit further, feel free to join me by walking your fingers out in front of you, rounding through your back body, chin towards the chest. Stay up on those fingertips and feel free to find a swaying action from side to side. One more breath cycle wherever you are. Wonderful. We find some stillness and we begin to rise on up. Wonderful. Let's bring the knees in and we are going to make our way to all fours now, finding our tabletop position. All right. And when you do arrive there, let's stack our wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip points. Feel free to pad your knees with a blanket, or you can fold your yoga mat over. Spread those fingers nice and wide so our hands are getting a little bit of a stretch in first thing in the morning. Pressing into those fingertips, pressing into the tops of your feet, rocking that pelvis forward slightly, creating length in our back body. We're going to tap out our feet a little bit here to wake up those feet and give them a little bit of energy. So let's begin to tap the tops of our feet onto the earth. And if you are in an apartment or a condo, your neighbor's going to be getting a nice little wake-up call too, whether they want to wake up or not. All right, we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 1, we gradually stop. Oof. Maybe you feel a little bit of a tingling sensation happening in the feet now. On our next breath in, let's send our tailbone up towards the sky, drop in through the belly, open on up through the chest as we look forward. Cow pose. And then on our exhale, we round through the back body, tucking the tailbone under, chin towards the chest, belly button towards the spine. So we're really pressing into our foundation here, pressing out of that foundation, all that's touching the earth. So 2 more cat-cows just like that. Breathe in, dropping the belly, open on up, and then exhale to round through. 1 more. Breathe in to come back to a neutral spine, our tabletop position. So keeping your knees stacked underneath your hip points, let's walk our hands out in front of us and then towards the long edges of our mat. So the fingers are going to turn out slightly, the index fingers pointing forward. Let's curl our toes under, lifting one knee away from the earth, followed by the other, and just hang out here for a moment, just getting a nice stretch in our feet. We're waking up the quads, the hamstrings. Breathe in here. And then on an exhale, send the hip points high and towards the sky, finding your downward facing dog. Feel free to keep quite a nice bend in those knees here, especially if you are practicing first thing in the morning. No worries if the heels do not quite reach the earth. It is all good. Feel free to pedal out your feet here, dropping one heel towards the earth at a time, stretching out the feet, the backs of our legs, keeping the breath flowing, moving those hips from side to side. Wonderful. And then we eventually find some stillness. Let's breathe on in through our nose and then out through the mouth. All right, so you can either step to the middle of your mat, you can hop to the middle of your mat, or you can join me by crisscrossing the feet, the legs, until we make it to the middle of our mat, finding a forward fold. Feet are roughly hip distance apart here. Bend those knees quite generously. Allow the belly to just rest on the thighs. Allow your head to hang loose, the arms to get all loosey-goosey here. And feel free to close your eyes. We're only going to be here for 2 breath cycles. So feel free to close your eyes for this transition, but now let's just begin to slowly roll on up through our spine, nice and slow. Loop your shoulders. Last to reach towards the sky is the crown of our head. Allow your palms to face forward, open on up, allowing the shoulders to relax. Tucking in that chin slightly. Perhaps we take this moment just to reconnect with our breath. We take a moment just to simply notice how we feel. Perhaps we notice our feet firmly rooted into the earth, keeping us nice and steady and stable. Let's breathe on in through our nose and then out through the mouth. Beautiful. Open up your eyes if they were closed. We're going to do a little brain gym now. And if you're not familiar with that term, no worries. We're just going to simply wake up our brain. So let's start off by taking opposite fingers to opposite toes, keeping the knees nice and bent, and alternating between the two. So nice and slow, working on some balance here, waking up those hip flexors. And whenever you have the hang of this, feel free to pick up the pace. You can add a little hop or a little skip to this action. Your choice. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We relax, we reset, and we're going to do the exact same action, but this time connecting opposite elbow to opposite knee. All right, let's do this. So for this one, we're keeping our chest nice and open and lifted, so that way we can really feel this crunching sensation happening in our abs. Keep the breath flowing. You got this, my friends. Again, pick up the tempo whenever you feel like you would like to. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We relax, we reset. Beautiful work. Turn on your mat, send your arms from left to right. Let's step our feet so that way they're roughly in line with our wrist points. Turn the toes out, facing the corners of the mat. Bring your hands to the waistline, rock your pelvis forward, Bring your elbows back in space. Loop your shoulders. Just breathe on in through your nose here. And then out through the mouth. Wonderful. Let's breathe on in together one more time. Excellent. And then on our next exhale, let's begin to drop our center, bending our knees. Knees tracing so that way they are in line with our ankles here. Go as low as you would like to go today. So you can be right on up here. You can be a little bit lower. Use the breath to perhaps help you sink a little bit deeper into this pose. You can find some baby pulses here, up and down. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 1, we rise on up. Feel free to heel toe, the feet back together, or bend those knees and hop the feet together. So that way the feet are nice and flush together, nice and connected. The toes are pointing forward. Perhaps we take a moment to spread through each toe and drop one toe to the earth at a time. And then on our next breath in, let's send our hands up and towards the sky, finding a little swaying action here from side to side or back and forth. Imagining that we are a tree just swaying in the wind. Wonderful. Let's clap our hands together, and on an exhale, we send our hands down to our heart space. Bow your head, chin towards your chest. Feeling a nice gentle stretch in the back of our neck. Let's breathe on in through our nose and out through the mouth. All right, my darling friends. Well, I hope that you're feeling nice and energized following this morning practice. A kind reminder to subscribe to the channel so that way we can stay connected. I hope that you have a lovely and beautiful day. Take good care and namaste.